Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2004 movie Blade Trinity. So in this movie, for years Blade has fought against vampires in the cover of the night, but now after falling into the crosshairs of the FBI, he is forced out into the daylight where he is driven to join forces with the clan of human vampire hunters he never knew existed, called the Night Stalkers, and together with Abigail and Hannibal, two of the deftly trained Night Stalkers, Blade follows a trail of blood to the ancient creature that is also hunting him, the original vampire, Dracula. So this movie isn't very great. I didn't really enjoy Blade Trinity at all. I had heard a lot of bad things about it. I heard that it was easily the worst of the three and everything, and I kind of went in expecting it to just kind of be underrated and stuff, because a lot of the early 2000s ones that a lot of people say are really bad, I kind of feel are just more mediocre than really terrible, and everything. But this one, it really is as bad as everyone says. Wesley Snipes is just absolutely terrible in this movie. He completely phones it in and everything. When he is on screen, him and the director didn't get along, so a lot of the time he's not even on screen and everything. They're using a stunt double and stuff throughout most of the movie and everything. Not only when he's in the close-up shots where they have to show his face that he's in the scenes and everything, and he just wasn't very good in this movie, and it's sad because he was great in the first two Blade movies. Ryan Reynolds is in here as Hannibal King, and I think he's okay. I actually thought he was kind of cool and everything, and I think out of the ones that he did before Deadpool, this is probably his best role out of them, out of the comic book movies that he did before Deadpool. I will say though that that doesn't really take much though, because X-Men Origins Wolverine wasn't very good, and Green Lantern was atrocious, so it didn't really take a lot for this one to be the best of those three. But I will say Jessica Biel, she was one of the reasons I was looking forward to this movie. I've always been a fan of her ever since I was a kid, and everything. I grew up watching her on Seventh Heaven, so I kind of like saw her career evolve from TV star to movie star and everything. But this movie was one of the ones I had never seen of hers, and I thought she was pretty horrible in this movie too. Her performance is just really bad and everything. I don't know if it's just because she didn't have a lot of acting and movie experience yet, or if it's just she was not right for the character or what, but her acting in this wasn't very good. But it could also just be because this movie itself isn't very good. The story is kind of it has potential, but it just wasn't written very well, and the way things were executed, it just wasn't done very well. Dracula was a pretty underwhelming villain. I was really looking forward to seeing what Dracula was going to be like in this and everything, and I kind of felt like he was underwhelming and stuff and everything. The actor that played him did a okay job and everything. I don't think that it turned out very good, and the action scenes are pretty bad. A lot of them look like they came straight out of a PS2 game with really bad CGI and stuff and everything. I think the CGI in this one actually looks worse than it did in the first movie, which is insane, because the CGI in the first one is aged pretty poorly, but it looked worse in this one, I think. And like I said, I think a lot of it comes down to it just there were a lot of production problems, obviously, and it really shows in the final product. This movie could have been really good and everything. The first two Blade movies were a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed them quite a bit. I was just really disappointed with this movie, even though I went in halfway expecting that it probably wasn't going to be a great one and everything, but it was a lot worse than I expected and everything. So like I said, the action scenes, they're not as memorable. They're pretty forgettable and everything. The cast is not very great. Parker Posey is one of the the vampires in this movie. I don't even remember the character's name, but she was pretty good and everything. You could tell she was having fun and everything. She was the only one that really seemed to be putting effort into it and everything. I felt like this movie could have been so much better and everything. So I'd give Blade Trinity I'm gonna go as far to give it a D minus. Because it's really not that good. I don't think it's quite bad enough to deserve an F and everything, because like it wasn't totally unwatchable, but it is really boring, and the pacing is terrible, the action isn't very good, and the story isn't very good. It just isn't a very good movie. So it's easily my least favorite of the Blade trilogy for sure and everything, and it's one of my least favorites out of the early 2000 Marvel movies before the MCU started. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Blade Trinity, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.